Hi everyone, I'm Angie Kellen, and welcome to the 2014 MEMS Executive Congress. We're in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Joining me is Dr. Anna Barker from Arizona State University. Hello, Dr. Barker. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. First off, why don't you tell us about what your role is at the university?
So at Arizona State, actually, I am the co-director of Complex Adaptive Systems, which is a new initiative in biomedicine at Arizona State University. And I'm also the director of something called Transformative Healthcare Networks. It's essentially bringing networks of scientists and engineers and physicians, et cetera, together to solve extraordinarily difficult problems in biomedicine. And we've gotten a couple of those underway already.
Well, I know that you were part of the health and wellness panel today. Were there any surprises that you found that came out of the discussions there?
Well, it was a really lively discussion. I think everybody had fun, and I think everybody learned something. I don't think there were any surprises. I spent about 10 years in the federal government, or almost 10 years in the federal government, so nothing actually ever surprises me. But I will say that I was a little bit surprised that the almost complete agreement across the panel of how important this industry is to the whole healthcare segment and what's going to happen in healthcare over the next decade. And I know that because I'm very, very interested in nanotechnology. Started a program like this when I was in the government. But it's really, really interesting to see it come so far and to have everybody agree that this is really the future of healthcare.
Well, so on the healthcare topic, I know that there were somebody raised their hand and how many people are involved in healthcare, and it was like about 75% of the audience had responded that they're kind of involved in it or interested in it. What kind of value do you think that the MEMS Executive Congress, as far as MEMS and healthcare, brings to that particular industry?
Well, I think that healthcare is information. I mean, essentially, increasingly, it's gathering information, whether it's information about your genes or information about the physiology that's driven by your genes, etc. So the idea of capturing that information, and whether it's through a biosensor where you're trying to diagnose a disease, or you're trying to deliver a drug, or you're trying to measure how far you're walking today or how many calories you burned, that's all information. And this industry is the answer to actually taking that information and converting it into the kinds of technologies that will allow patients to really control their own health. And that's pretty exciting. So, I think the MEMS industry sits right at that interface between the ability to transfer all we've learned in science to people and to make it really patient-centric care in the future. That's a pretty exciting place to be.
Well, very well said, too. Thank you. One last question before I turn you loose back to the conference. What is your favorite thing about the MEMS Executive Congress?
Well, my specialty is cancer research and the whole issue of really controlling cancer in our population and around the world. So what really excites me is the dedication that I see here to so many people who are dedicated to the same issue I am. Let's prevent disease, let's diagnose it early. Let's stop being a nation of treating established disease. Let's change this paradigm. And I have to say, it's pretty exciting to see this many people who are interested in early diagnosis and prevention and the kinds of things that I really resonate to in terms of preventing and treating cancer more effectively. So it's pretty exciting for me.
Well, Dr. Barker, thank you so much for taking your time to share all of that with us, and we wish you luck on all of the things that you're involved in as well. And we hope to see you next year.
I hope so, and thank you very much.
In Scottsdale, Arizona, Angie Kellen for the MEMS Industry Group.